but it depends. If you, let's say I have in my backyard, I have, one second, no. Te'ena, how you say te'ena? Figs, okay. I have a figs. Okay, if I pick up a fig and I eat it, it's okay. But if I have a clementine, okay, and you want to eat it, you want to pick it up and to eat, you have a problem. Because it's a different fruit. Because clementine, you take one and you pick and you eat it one by one, okay, these pieces. The fig, you eat one, you take and you give a bite. So it's different. So there are some fruit that even if you eat them near the tree, not even you enter to the house, you still be mechayel. Okay, so therefore it's a mitzvah that we have to know what to do. And we try, even though it's complicated. Let me tell you one more thing. This is the first time I give this lecture. And in English too. Why? Because this is not my job in the Machon. I'm basically the financial guy. I deal with money and not with the halachot. Of course, I'm involved with it and I know it, but this is not my field. Even though, that's right, and especially now, because now we are about to, Be'ezrat Hashem, move from the temporary place to our permanent one. So we have so much to do. But I was called to this mission, and I'm here, and I'm glad to be here. Okay. Okay. So let's start. Now we have, unfortunately, we don't have this screen, but whatever. Tevel. What is tevel? Tevel is basically vegetables and fruit that you didn't fulfill the mitzvah of Teruma to Maaser. Called tevel. Tevel, it comes from the word tav la, meaning la tov, not good. Okay. You can't eat it, and you can't even enjoy it. In other words, if you want to sell it, or you want to, I don't know, to use it for whatever, you can't. It's not only forbidden to eat, it's forbidden also to have any kind of enjoyment. Now, what is Teruma to Maaser? Let's go back. Back then, when we have the temple, 12 tribes in Eretz Israel. One tribe, all the tribes has a piece of land, Nahala, except one. Levites. The Kohanim and the Levites didn't have piece of land. Why? Because they were involved in the Mikdash, in the temple, and also they taught Torah everywhere. So they didn't have time to have land. And we all have to understand. Back then, to have a piece of land, it's like to have a high tech today. That was the high tech, and therefore, one of the mitzvot is to support the Kohanim. That's matnot kehuna. The Kohanim gifts from the fruits, from the vegetables, from afrashat halal, okay, what we all know, and from the meat in the Bet HaMikdash, from the korbanot, the sacrifices. So you have to basically support them financially. You have to support the Kohanim. Of course, today we don't have it. But still you have to give. Even though we don't have a Kohanim that we can put the finger and say, he is a Miyuchas Kohen, he's for sure Kohen, even though we don't have a Kohanim, still we are obligated to separate the fruits. The Matnot Kehuna is for the Kohanim, as I said, for the Levites. That's Teruma Gdola, we'll talk about it in a second. We have Maaser Rishon. It's a separation for the Levites. Now, the Levites supposed to give some to the Kohanim, and we have two more that we need to do. It depends of the years. We have the second Maaser Sheni, and we have Maaser Ani. We'll talk about it. Maaser Sheni, you can eat it by yourself, but you have to go to Yerushalayim. And I will say one word about it, it's important. Back then, as I said, if you are a farmer, it's not like today. You know, we have 2% of farmers in Israel, okay? And they are so big, and they basically took all the fields from the kibbutzim and the moshavim, maybe, I don't know, as I said, 2% also only today are farmers. But back then, 2% were not farmers. Most of the people were farmers. And if you are a farmer and you have a land, you consider as a wealthy guy. Now, therefore, it was very important, and we have many mitzvot which talk about this idea, that you have to remember all the time that the power you have, the money you have, the land you have, basically is belong to Hashem. So therefore we have the Shabbat, we have the Shemitah, and also we have Maaser Sheni. What is Maaser Sheni? 2 years in the 7 years, okay? We have a circle of 7 years, okay? And the 7th is the Shemitah, and then we start again. 2 years, and I will talk about it in a second, I just want to give you the idea. 2 years of this 7, you have to take the fruit, some of it, okay, 10%, and you have to eat it in Yerushalayim. Okay? Now, let's talk about, let's say that you are a farmer and you have 10,000 acres and you have tons of oranges. What are you gonna, how many oranges you can eat? Okay? If you take 10% of tons and you need to eat it by yourself in Yerushalayim, it's not going to work. So what you can do, you can transfer the kedusha, the holiness, from the fruit to the money. You take the money and you eat it in Yerushalayim. You buy everything that you want. That's Maaser Sheni. What's the idea behind it? That you understand that everything you have is from Hashem. So therefore, you need to take some and to go to Yerushalayim and to invite your people, your family, your friends to eat with you and to thank Hashem for what you have. So that we have Maaser Sheni that we need to do even today, even without temple, without Bet Mikdash. And we have Maaser Ani. Maaser Ani, 2 years of the 7 years, in the cycle of 7 years, you need to take 10% to give it to poor people. So this is the Terumot and Maaser that we need to separate, we need to fulfill in order to eat the fruit. Questions? Excuse me?
Is it a specific 2 years, like year 1 and year 3?
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a second.
Also about 4 years. We've got 2 years and 2 years. What about the other 3 years? You've got a 7-year cycle, right?
Right.
So 2 years you have to do this, 2 years you have to do that.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
10%
Okay.
of 100%?
Yeah, we will talk in a second. Okay, let's keep the question. I promise you that everything I know, you will know. Okay? Those who I don't know, I can't promise anything. But if I know, I will let you know. So let's keep the questions not to the end, but let's move on. Teruma Gdola. Let's start with Teruma Gdola. Teruma Gdola is a separation. It's a gift that you need to give to Kohanim, to the Kohanim. How much you give? From the Torah, you can give anything you want, any percent you want, even 0.5% from the Torah. Chachamim, our sages,
0.5% or 50%?
you can give half, even half half percent of the one, if that's from the Torah. Okay, Chachamim, the rabbinical halacha is that you give 2% of 10 of 100. Okay, 2%. That's Teruma Gdola, and you need to give it to Kohanim. On what years? All years. Teruma Gdola, all years except Shemitah. Why except Shemitah? Excuse me? No, you eat. Of course everybody eats. It doesn't. The fruit that doesn't, it's not yours. It doesn't belong to you. Therefore, you need to separate. It's hefker.
Are you differentiating between what's now and what's kind of Beis Mikdash?
Yes, but even that's a good point. But even though, I mean, what I said now, it's related to now.
So just tell us what, if it's not applicable, let us know.
Right, yeah, we'll let you know.
בברכה we say אחד ממאה, לא שניים.
What? Say it again?
בברכה.
We
say
say,
אחד ממאה.
right, and I will explain why. Good point. I will explain why. Let's first understand the principles, okay? And then we move on how we do it, how we fulfill it. But first, we need to understand the different separations we have. So we talk about Teruma Gdola, Kohanim, all years except Shemitah, and we need to give it to Kohanim. And the order of the separation is also very important. You can't give Maaser Rishon before you give to Kohanim. You can't give to Levites before you give to Kohanim. The order, and that's why it's important, and that's related to your question, and I will explain in a second. You have to start with Teruma Gdola. Okay? You have to start with the gift to Kohanim. As I said before, from the Torah, any percent, from Chachamim, 2%. Who can eat Teruma Gdola? Only the Kohanim and their family, and they have to be pure. Okay? And they can eat it only in Eretz Israel. Okay?
What does that mean? They have to go to the mikveh before they eat?
Yes.
Of course. The Kohanim.
Their children?
No, yes, the Kohanim supposed to be pure all the time. Back then, not today. Back then, okay? Today we don't give it to Kohanim, and I will explain. Now we talk about when the Mikdash was built. Okay, and one more thing. You have to be pure, and also you have to eat it. You can't just throw it, and if you want to throw it, there is a way. Back then, the Kohanim, not today.
So who was it given to today, or just...
I will get to it.
I'm
I will
sorry
get
to
to it.
interrupt. Is there a rule about giving like the best? Should be Purim?
No, no. You give whatever. Just it. Of course, for a nice person, we will not give the rotten fruits. Of course.
That's just a not nice call.
Okay. Okay. What do we do today with the Teruma Gdola? Okay. I'm not talking how. Okay, what you need to do. Okay, we will talk about how exactly we do it when we make the afrasha, the mitzvah, but basically what you need to do, because we don't have a Kohanim, that we, of course we have Kohanim, but we don't have a Miyuhasim Kohanim, that we can say that he's for sure 100% Kohen, we don't know that. And also, if we have a Kohen Miyuhas, we can't, he's not pure. All of us are impure. So therefore, we can't give to Kohanim today, but still we are obligated to separate the fruit. Okay? So what we do today, we take some, we wrap it, we put it in a bag, and in 2 bags basically, and we throw it away. My idea is not to put it in a plastic bag, but to take a paper and a newspaper or whatever to wrap it.
Biodegradable.
Excuse me?
Biodegradable.
Exactly, and to throw it to the garbage, not with the plastic bag because of.
But it's only 2%. We take 2%.
Wait, we will talk about it. I'm saying it's basically we don't even give 2%. But I will when I explain how to do it, you will get answer to your question. It's less than the 2%, of course. Why less? Because you throw it away. So why to waste it? I mean, you need to do even less than that, and I will explain. Okay. Now we have Maaser Rishon. The second Teruma is to give to Levites. How much we need to give? We need to give, logically, and not logically, according to the halacha. I'm not talking about practically how to do it. I will explain practically. And I brought some letters and something, and I will explain. But now we talk about the halacha. Okay, the halacha Maaser Rishon, the first Maaser separation, we need to give, as I said, to the Leviim, to the Levites, we need to give 10%. Okay, we, the Israelis, need to give to Levites. Let's say we have 10 kilograms. You need to give 1 kilogram to the Levi.
Is that on the gross or on the net? After you've done the first trip?
After you've done the first, no, from the 100%.
So it's on the gross?
Yes.
Brutto or netto?
Okay, what years? Yeah.
When you spoke to me about this, you have to bring 10% to Yerushalayim, and when we could be machlif the money than buying Yerushalayim. If you're in agriculture, you have it the same many tons of food, is it on the Rebbe that you do Maaser, or is it on total, even before you sell it, you sell?
Good question. I don't know. I guess is, you think
Because
like
Maaser on stuff that you give after your Rebbe.
you think like a modern Jew, but you need to take 10% of all the fruits you have. It doesn't matter how much money you make from it. You have 10 tons. You need to take 10% of these 10 tons. It doesn't matter if you make money of this year or not. You can be mafsid, you can lose all your money because the business was really bad, okay? And you put so much money for this fruit that the value is so low, but still you need to 10% and take it to Yerushalayim.
So if somebody had the numbers that you were talking about of tons of fruit, that means that they just have to really give to the Kehillah of Yerushalayim, because nobody has enough
What
friends
they used to do to make this hilul, to transfer the kedusha to the money and take it, you can go to hotel, you can drink, you can have a big party, you can invite all your.
It's good for the economy for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Now, Maaser Rishon on what years? All years again except of Shemitah. Okay. And same reason as we said before. Who can eat it? The Levites. And the Levi can give it to everybody, even to Israel, and he can eat it even impure, in impurity status, and you can eat it everywhere. It's not like Teruma Gdola. And basically there is no holiness in this fruit. Okay, you can basically if you don't want to eat it, you can just throw it away. That's Maaser Rishon.
Can you eat it outside of Israel or outside
You
of
can
Yerushalayim?
outside of Israel too.
Could they sell?
Yeah, of course.
So
Of
they
course.
could
Yeah, they can sell. Even the Kohanim can sell, but they can sell it to another Kohanim. Okay?
Does a Kohen or maybe themselves have to do Teruma Gdola and Maaser?
That's the next one. Okay, now I'm still in Maaser Rishon. What we do today, we have to give it if we know for sure that these fruits are tevel, as I said before, not if you go to grocery and you buy. If you have in your backyard trees and you have to give Maaser Rishon. And also, you have to separate and to give it. Not only to separate it, you have to give it. But if you have a doubt, if you are not sure if these fruits are already separated, you have to separate, but you don't have to give it to a Levite. Again, if you have a tevel, if you know for sure, let's say you go to your tree and you pick up an orange, okay? You have to separate the Maaser Rishon, and also you have to give it to a Levite. Okay? If you go to a grocery from, let's say, an Arab grocery, okay? And you are not sure if these oranges are already separated, kasher or not, you have to separate the Maaser Rishon.
Even if it's owned by an Arab?
You don't sell.
Okay, forget Arab, okay? You go to a grocery with no kashrut, okay? Now you have to separate, but you don't have to give it to a Levi because it's not for sure tevel, okay?
Okay, but what
It's
about
not for
today?
sure.
That's not today. Today we can't give it to a Levite.
Yeah, we give, but we explain how we do it
It's
today.
already done for us by the time it gets to Robin, then
I will explain.
it's all done.
Again, we're talking about
Okay, wait, because we are not talking about the practical now, okay? I will explain. Now we talk about the logic, the halacha, okay? The original principle. Okay. Trumat Maaser, this is the third separation, okay? We talked about Teruma Gdola to Kohanim, the second Teruma to Levites. Now we talk about Trumat Maaser, and that's answer for your question, okay? Now, the Levites also need to give to Kohanim 10%, okay? They receive 10% from me. I am Israeli, okay? Now they have 10%. They need to take 10 of the 10, which is 1%, to give it to Kohanim, okay? Which is basically 1%. Which is basically 1% of the 100% of the fruit. Are you okay with me? You okay? No?
Do they have like a general marketplace where all
That's the way they did it, that's the way they did it.
Somebody know anybody gave
You talk about back then? I was not there. I don't know.
Maybe somebody gave him an orange, but he has to,
It's a good question.
he has to take off the tenth of that
what's the
orange.
question?
You know, I believe they didn't have markets like we have today. Okay, all the markets were so different back then. You grow and you have something in your backyard.
Didn't they have?
They didn't even sell it. They used to transfer. You give me some milk of your cow, and I give you some carrot, whatever. I guess so, but I don't know.
I think
But-
that they did have markets in front of the bakery because
Right.
Yeah, but it's not.
Chocolate
Yeah, but it's
car.
not. It's not a Walmart. It's not Rami
Yeah.
Levy. It's you have
They even
something.
have it now, right now.
Like the show.
Right, outside of the kotel, they said.
Right. Yeah, but it's not markets like we know today. Okay, it's very small.
Not Robin Hood.
Exactly, it's not Rami Levy. Okay, Trumat Maaser again. Let me explain it again. Okay. Trumat Maaser is the obligation of the Levite to give to Kahanim. Okay? How much? 10% of what he got from me. Now, how much he got from me? 10%. If he needs to give 10%,
1/10
so
of
how
the
much is it?
1.
1% from the 100% we have. Okay? Trumat Maaser. That's a Trumat Maaser. The Levi give to Kohanim. Now, on what years? Again, all years except of Shemitah. Who can eat it? The Kohanim and their families. Again, it's exactly like Truma Gdola. They have to be pure. They can eat it only in Eretz Israel, and they have to use it like they use the Truma Gdola. They cannot just throw it away if they don't want it. How we do it today, okay? We separate it, okay? We separate 1%, but we don't give it to Kohanim again because they are impure. We do the same thing we do with the Truma Gdola. Okay? I will explain in a few seconds. You like you do with the Truma Gdola, you put it in a newspaper, you wrap it, you put it in something, you throw it to the garbage. Again, why? Because still has some kedusha in it, and you cannot just waste it. Okay, you have to act like something that it's a kadosh. So therefore, you cannot just throw it away. You have to wrap it and to put it in the garbage.
But it's only a chiyuv on the Levi, so why is Israel have to do that?
Good question. Thank you for the question. You want to answer it?
No.
Try.
You got switch.
No,
I
try.
have no idea.
Okay.
But it still has to be done, the 1% still has to be given, and we don't know who exactly is a lady anymore, and the Kohanim still need to receive it.
Very good. And also, I want to add to that because you don't really give to a Levite today. And I will explain it. When we do it, we'll see that we don't really give to Levites, so therefore we cannot expect the Levites to give to Kohanim. Another reason, we are talking about so low and so small pieces, amount, that you cannot, you are not going to run after a Levite to give him a half cucumber. Okay? It doesn't make
In
sense.
those days they did.
No, there was a bigger
Probably still
percentage.
took 1 of 10.
They did, you're right, they did, but when you have let's say 2 kilograms of oranges, so it makes sense to give 10%. Okay? Okay, Maaser Sheni. Now we talk about the fourth separation. Maaser Sheni, it's the second Maaser that we need to give it only in the first, the second, the fourth, and the fifth years.
Again,
Okay?
I'm sorry, say that again.
First, second,
4th.
fourth, and fifth years. Okay? And we give it only when Bizman HaMikdash in the temple. When the temple was built, you take the fruits as I explained before. You take 10% after you gave all this, the trumot you spoke about it before. You take 10%. You go to Yerushalayim and you eat it in Yerushalayim.
You think 10% of the
10% of the 100
Of
of the
what
acre,
percent?
10%
No.
of the 90.
No. It's you don't need to take the fruit, but because we don't have a temple, but you need to do something else. We'll talk about it in a second. Because still the fruit has the kedusha of Maaser Sheni. Okay, we don't have a temple, so therefore we cannot take the fruit and eat them in Yerushalayim. But because there is a kedusha in the fruit, you have to redeem the kedusha on the coins, and that's why it's so important to have the Bet Ha'otzar fund that I will talk about it in a few minutes. Okay?
10% is brutto and netto.
Excuse me?
10% is brutto and netto. Those is after all that for sure?
After, yeah.
So it's not, or whatever's left.
After,
Now,
yeah. After you give everything, you take 10% of the left. Of the left, yeah. Okay. As we said, what would you need to do with the Maaser Sheni? You eat it in Yerushalayim. You have to be pure in Yerushalayim in order to eat it, and you can't waste the fruit. You have to eat them in a proper way in Yerushalayim. That's all related to when the Bet HaMikdash exists. Now, what we do? You can eat the fruit only after, I said before, redeem the kedusha from the fruit to coins. Okay, you can eat the fruit, but you need to make this hilul. Okay, and we say it when we make the afrashat tumot. After I will give it to you, and we will go over the text. Okay, that's Maaser Sheni. Okay, so what we had? We had Teruma Gdola, we had Maaser Rishon, we had Maaser Sheni, and Terumat Maaser, Maaser Sheni. The last one is
Ani.
Maaser Ani. Okay? Maaser Ani is only in the years of the other years. The third and the sixth year. Okay? What do you do in Maaser Sheni?
Maaser Ani.
Maaser Ani, thank you. You take 10% of the rest of the fruit after you gave all the masrot, and you're supposed to give it to a poor man, to an ani. Who give it? Yeah, everybody.
What they do the other year?
Yeah, what the poor people
What
do
did the
rest?
poor people do the rest?
That's a good question. What are you going to do in the older years?
Pay,
Okay, there are another mitzvot, there are mitzvot tzedakah, and of course, I don't know, so let's put your question in another, let's frame it a little bit different. So what's the point of this Maaser Ani if we have another mitzvot tzedakah and different mitzvot which supposed to support the poor people? Why these specific years and why not all years? I don't know. That's a good
You
question.
better have different
I need
countings
to
for different areas or
look
something.
for it. What?
Or have different countings for different areas. Like this area gets year 3 and 6, this area gets year 2 and 5. You know what I'm saying? No, but I'm saying it doesn't sound like it all goes the same time. No, I understand. I'm just saying.
So you strengthen her question. I agree. I mean, that's a good question. I don't know the answer. It's a good point. I don't know.
Is there always supposed to be a corner of your crops and there
Well, that's right.
Okay, that's another mitzvah. That's related to the fields. You have
It's not like they're starting all the time because there is always going to be food. This happens to be a special something that we give.
right.
Because Maserati, it's extra.
Right.
Off the ground.
Yeah, that could be an answer. Okay. Who can eat it? Of course, the ani. He can give it to everybody he wants. He can eat it even if he is impure. He can eat it everywhere. And they are considered as a regular fruit. I mean, there is no kedusha in this fruit. And no, I'm saying that there is no kedusha in this fruit. The ani can, excuse me, the maaser ani. I mean, ani can eat it, can give it to everybody, and can throw it away, whatever. What we do today, okay? We have to give maaser ani today. We have to give. In other words, if you have a clementine tree in your backyard and you want to pick it up, and you don't have, you are not member in our fund, you have to give. You have.
We're all gonna sign up.
That's not the point. You know, it's 80 shkalim a year. I mean, it's not a business. It's not the real thing. It's only to help you to make the mitzvah. Seriously. I mean, but what you need to do, it's funny, but you need to take this clementine and you have to give. You have to. It's not if you're nice man. You have to give 10% to aniyim. In other words, let's say you have from all your big tree, you have 10 clementines. You can't eat it before you separate 10% and look for aniyim and Chashmonaim. I don't think they are, right? They are. So you have to go look for them, knock the doors. Are you ani? Okay, so take 10% because if not, I cannot eat.
Just give it to shiur.
Okay, but so in other words, you have to do it. So and it's complicated, seriously, because you have to define who is ani. How do you know he's ani? Maybe he has money and they just look at as ani.
If we have a gemach, for instance, for food, then we give to the aniyim.
Okay.
Bring it there?
But actually you can, but again, you have to make sure that these people are aniyim, halachically aniyim, okay? And actually, of course, you can. Okay.
Practical.
Halachically aniyim. I mean, it's today, as much as I know, there are not aniyim according to halakha. Okay.
So who do we give it to?
Okay, so yeah, I mean there are, but they are not as we hear all over the news that 30% of the kids are aniyim in Israel. I mean, which is a joke. I think it's a joke, but there is another easiest way how to do it. Okay.
Chacham decide that.
What's the halachic definition?
I can't tell. You know, I'm a financial guy. I'm not a halal.
You should know.
Okay.
If you eat a fruit under the tree, though, you don't have to be Maaser. If you eat a fruit if you've got a fruit tree, and you eat the fruit actually where the tree is, I think you don't have to be Maaser.
That's actually. We talked about it. It depends what fruit, but actually, yeah. I mean, you're right. Actually, you're right, but it depends. There are some fruit that you still have to make to not Maaser, like clementine, as I said before. Okay, and oranges. Okay. Okay, let's summarize what we saw. So we saw Teruma Gdola, Maaser Rishon, Terumat Maaser, Maaser Sheni, and Maaser Ani.
How does the Chacham decide that the 80 shekel, 40 of it goes to Maaser Ani? How do they come up with
this number? The 80 shkalim. Let me tell you something. The 80 shkalim is not only.
I'm a member, so it's okay. You know, I'm just.
I'm answering your question. The 80 shkalim. It's not. You can prefer the mitzvah even less than 80 shkalim. Okay, and I will explain how. But all the system and all we have, so we came up with this number. I'm not sure that the 80 shkalim a year, okay, is you can use coins in your home, but it's really complicated.
Someone has a lot of trees and someone has 3 trees.
Doesn't matter.
Same
Same thing. Same 80 shkalim. Why? I don't know. Okay, now let's go over the text because it's important now to understand. Now we get to the real thing, okay? Because now we spoke about, on the basic aspect to understand what we have. Now we have to make sure that we know what we do when we make the mitzvah, okay? Now I give you now you have the text here, okay?
Should we pass it around?
I hope that No, that's completely different. The Ola.
You know it?
I know some.
Can you explain to us? Before we can start eating
so,
from our tree, we have to know what we
I
can eat.
will talk about it after we finish. Okay. If we have some time, we'll talk about it. Okay.
while we're waiting, I heard that there was a difference.
I'm how big it is. I got this all home.
You said potted as opposed to the
We have nothing.
but not in the ground. Is that true?
Hannah, does he have more in
to
front? Does
separate
he have more in
from
front?
so that you need, you have to.
Still have one?
Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, I didn't bring it up. Though I didn't know so many people will come. So,
So many
all of
people
you,
are lost.
those of you who didn't get, I will promise that I will send over.
You have the email list. You have the email list.
Yeah.
I have all the emails.
I will. Okay, we will send that. Okay. Okay. What's the now? Let's talk about for a few minutes about the Beta Outside Fund. What do we do in order to make all these, all what we talk about, easy and practical? Okay. Yeah, that's the most important thing. Okay. Remember that we have to do few things. Okay. Teruma Gdola and Terumat Maaser, the pieces that we need to give to a Kohanim, it's very simple to do. Everybody can do by himself, doesn't need to have Keren Bet Haotzar. Take some of the fruit and wrap it and throw it away. Okay? Let's say that we have... That's, by the way, Salat is a product of our okay, it was established in Gush Katif as a result of some research that we do in our Machon. Now it's a company. We do a lot of money. Okay, so we have, let's say that, of course that's a kasher, all the Terumot Ma'asot are separated. Let's say that I grow these in my backyard, okay? And also I have these kuzbara. How do you say kuzbara?
Coriander.
So it's a
Cilantro. Or coriander. Cilantro.
Okay, this is the 100%. Okay, for example, this is the 100%, and this is also the 100%.
I love it now.
Now, in order to give to separate the truma, okay, the parts of the gift of the kohanim, it's very simple. I take something. Okay, you can take these, and I can take these, and put it in a bag or whatever, and to throw it away. A very easy thing to do. Okay, and you okay? Any amount. Okay. What is the complicated part? Okay. The Maaser Sheni. Okay, and also the Maaser Rishon and Maaser Ani. Why? Because as we said before, Maaser Sheni, even though we don't have a temple, you still have to redeem the Kedusha of the fruit to a coin. Okay? Now, you can't take a 10 agorot coin or even a shekel coin and to use it for your entire life. Okay? You can't take a shekel to put it in whatever in your home and say all the Kedusha go to this coin. You can do it few times, but you cannot do it all years. You have every coin has a certain amount that you can use it. Okay, what we do in our for our members we have how would say kasefet?
Safe.
We have a safe. Yeah, we have a safe that we keep these coins. And for each member, okay, we have a coin, and we make sure that we have enough coins that he can use, okay, he can separate, make the Terumot Ma'asot and use our coin. We make sure, after a few times, to take these coins and to, and what we do with these coins after a few times, not few, but a certain time that you need to take these coins and to destroy it. Okay, that's one of the things that we offer in our and for our members, and also for the aniyim. Okay, we said that on, let's say now it's Maaser Ani, it's a Shana of Maaser Ani. Okay, because next year is Shemitah, so we are in the 6th year. So we have some of the 80 shkalim of the members, we take some of it, and we, what's the word? What's here? We declare that this money is for Aniim, and we actually give this money to Aniim. And we are talking about a lot of money. Okay? Because we're talking about thousands, 10 of thousands shkalim, because we have 10,000 members. So we talk about a lot of money that we give to Aniim. By these, you know that when you say the tax and you say, I take this and some of it is Maaser Ani, okay, you know that this money really goes to Aniim. You don't go with a half cucumber and you look for an Ani. We talk about a real money which goes to Aniim.
How does the machon take
How they work with Pa'amonim, with Mekimi, and both has a rabbinical supervision who makes sure the money goes to real people who really are considered as Aniyim. Pa'amonim and Mekimi are well-known organizations, and we work with them. We don't go to look for Aniyim, okay? But we work with them, and they have the rabbis who are supervised.
Can I just ask?
I understood the Maaser Ani, but Sheni, you're supposed to eat with it. You're supposed to redeem the fruit with a coin.
We didn't do Maaser
Well, that's what the time of the temple, not now. Now you have the money, you have the kedusha, you redeem the kedusha from the fruits to coin, and this coin basically contains the kedusha. And what you do with this coin, you can't use it. You can't go to a grocery and use it. You have to destroy it. Okay?
So you have coins that are worthless and they can destroy it.
Absolutely. After a few times, you use
How
it.
can you redeem it into a coin that's worthless?
No, it's a
No, you take another coin.
It becomes,
Let's
it's a real
give you.
coin.
Let's put it in a very simple. In 10 shkalim, okay, you can use 17 times. Okay, after 17 times, okay, you have to destroy these 10 shkalim.
Shekel.
10 shkalim.
Shekel. Shekel. You can use it 10 shekel pieces 17 times, and then it has to be destroyed.
Regardless of how
But
much.
let me
So
just.
you're doing each time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actual money. Yes.
It's 10%. It's 10%.
Really complicated.
Whatever.
But 10% of one arm.
You're right.
Possibly do the same as 10% of three
Whatever. It's one.
So it's not 1%.
So she's on phone with her, she's on the phone with her all the time, clarifying, making sure she's.
You're talking about Teruma Gadol says that has nothing to do with it. Teruma Gadol, he said you still take it with it, you still put that. So we're not that on
I just thought in Lord Shuk there's some
Okay, as I said before, you have to redeem the Maaser Sheni. When you redeem the money, you have to use a pruta. Pruta is a coin of 3 agorot. Okay, 3 agorot. So therefore, I said before that we use a 10 shkalim for 17 times, and afterwards you have to destroy it. Now let's talk about how exactly we do it.
Hold on a second. What?
Why not?
We have to rope into 100.
30 agorot. It's not 3.
This makes it 30 now.
It's 30 agorot.
30?
That's what I was taught.
No, but of course I don't need to believe. That's the rabbi's part. Once again.
That's what I'm taught. 30 agorot.
Yeah, of course you can. Once again.
Someone in the New York. Both of you.
No, you don't have. And I have this number. I remember this number 17 times, maybe.
Well, the big question is, how do you know when 17 times are up?
Keep a chart.
So he said, and then you call them and tell them you picked up 17
Now
times?
let's talk about how exactly. Yeah.
Okay, you said that with your organization, if you become a member, you have the coin that redeems and you do Maaser Ani. So that when we make this declaration, when we just say whatever we need to say, then it's all taken care of. Does that mean we don't have to separate something extra?
here now exactly that's exactly what I'm going to explain.
Okay, great.
Now, what we do? Let's say, as I said before, I have a lettuce that I grow in my backyard. I have this kuzbara. What I do? I take, okay. Let's say I'm supposed to take 1% of the a little bit more than 1% of what I have. Okay, let's say this is the 100. You assume that this is percent a little bit more. Okay, it can't be less than percent. Okay, now trust me, you don't need really to weight it or to, but just you can take a little bit more, but it can't be less than 1% a little bit more. Okay, for each fruit, not for each maaser, for all the maaserot. For all the maaserot.
On that at one time though. So at one time, for one time, like I go out and I pick 10 trees. That day, that I have to do it for. But 3 days later, when I pick, I have to do the whole thing over again.
Of course. You don't separate for the entire tree.
Right.
For what do you take now? Here. Okay, that's what I have. Now, I want to eat it. I want to make a salad. That's what I need to do. You take some of it, which is a little bit more than 1% of the kuzbara. You take a little bit more than 1% of the lettuce. Okay. You put it here. And now, if you know for sure that this is a tevet, okay, this is from your backyard, you know for sure that nobody separated Teruma to Maaser, you need to say the bracha first. You have it in your text, you can see it, you can follow me.
Question, if you have 5 different kinds of
You take
trees, one second. If you have 5 different kinds of trees, like this is kuzbara and this is hasa, right? You have to take a 1% from each kind of tree.
Of course, yes.
If you had red peppers and yellow.
Each kind of food, you have fruit, you have vegetables.
If you have 5 orange trees and 5
They come from 2 different trees.
kuzbara bushes.
No more questions.
But they may be all the same tree.
Just from each kind, okay? Not, we don't follow the tree, we follow the kind of all the vegetables. Okay, now what you say, it's very important now that you understand what we say. After you say the bracha, okay, follow me. You say the bracha, Baruch Ata Hashem Elokeinu Melech HaOlam, Asher Kiddushanu B'mitzvotav V'tzivanu La'afrish Terumot U'Maasot. That's fine, okay? Everybody can say the bracha. It's very simple. Now, it's a little bit more complicated because you have to understand what you say, okay? Follow me. Now you say, מה שאומר עכשיו יחול על כל מין בנפרד. Which means, what I'm going to say now, it will be for each of the fruit or the vegetable I have, okay?
Wait, where is that?
Yeah. You have it? I think this one and the other one.
It's right inside.
Okay, this one, you see this one, you got 2, this one, and you can see it here. Okay? You have it? No
So we say all of this?
Yeah, but you have to understand. Okay, let's move on. I may eat. Okay, remember, I have these 1% a little bit more, okay? Okay, now what do we say? המעיט הנמצאת בתחתית של מה שהנחתי בצד תישאר בינתיים תבן. Which means, I will explain. If you remember what I said before, I said before that you have to follow the exact order. You can't give to Levites before you give to Kohanim. Okay? So you have to give first Teruma, and then, back then, okay, when the temple you have to give Teruma, Maaser Rishon, Terumat Maaser, Maaser Shani, Maaser Ani. Now, today, to make it a little bit easier for us, because we don't really give it to Kohanim and the Leviim, okay? We just separate, but we don't give. So the Chachamim, the rabbis, make it a little bit in an easier way for us. That we give the Teruma and the Terumat Maaser, we separate, we don't give. We separate it in one action. Why? Because we want to wrap it and to throw it away. So therefore we say, okay, המעיט הנמצאת בתחתית של מה שהנחתי בצד תישאר בינתיים תבל. אוקיי? שאר מה שהנחתי בצד הרי הוא תרומה גדולה על הכל. Okay? Which means, which means that this, the 1% now it's tevel, it's still tevel, even though that I put it aside. Okay, here is the thing, I put it aside, still it's tevel. Okay, and they may eat. The me'it, the 1% in the bottom will be Teruma Gdola al Hakol. It will be Teruma, okay? On the bottom. One second, I will explain. Okay, so I have, that's another thing which is important. It's a theoretical process because I don't really give. So even though it's a theoretical, I have to when I separate it, I have to know where exactly is the Teruma. Because remember, this piece needs to contain the Teruma Gdola, the Terumat Maaser, and the Maaser Rishon. Now, I can't just take it and throw it away. I have to declare on which side of this fruit is the Teruma Gdola, and which side is Maaser Rishon. Okay? Because again, they are separate Terumot. So therefore, the exact text is important. So what I say, the me'id, the percent is still tevel. Okay? It's still tevel. And some of it, just some of it, will be Teruma Gdola. That's why we say, שאר מה שהנחתי בצד, הרי הוא Teruma Gdola על הכל. Part of these will be Teruma Gdola, okay? Which is, remember that I said that we have here 1%, a little bit more. Okay, so the a little bit more will be the Teruma Gdola, okay? And then I have the Maaser Rishon. Now the Maaser Rishon, it's 10%. So 10% of what I have here will be Maaser Rishon. Okay? Okay? It's not so complicated. You just need to put it and you need to say. But when you say, you have to understand what you say. What you say is that some of it will be Teruma Gdola, some of it will be Terumat Maaser, okay? And some of it will be Maaser Rishon, okay? You don't need to look at this side and say, well, that will be Teruma Gdola. You just need to put it aside, and when you say it, you have to understand that now I have 3 different Terumot. I have Teruma Gdola, I have Terumat Maaser, and I have Maaser Rishon, okay?
Excuse me.
Yes.
When you started, you said you just have to take a little bit and you tore off a really small piece of lettuce and you took one little sprig of kuzbara. That grew, right?
This one.
Yeah.
That's what?
But that's
No, what was that little piece?
That
You took it the very
was the
same
same
thing. That was just the dugma.
Yeah, that was just a dugma what I said before.
Okay, so
Okay.
it doesn't really have to be that much.
No. You can, if you listen. I don't know if this is 1%. That's 1%. What do you think?
No,
It's
way more.
Okay, so this one is 1%. So that's what you need to take. But it has to
But
be
before you said you just have to take a little piece.
right. You know, because let me tell you something. I don't do it. Okay, because usually we go to a grocery. I have some fruits so I'm not doing every day. But actually, it has to be 1% and a little bit more. The little bit more, it's Teruma Gdola, and then you have Maaser Rishon.
And it doesn't have to be from the good part of it. You can actually cut off.
It doesn't have to be. No, definitely
cut off
not.
the bottom of the
Right. You can take those who anyway you throw away. Okay, why? Because again, we don't really give it. The mitzvah now is only to separate it,
Actually, then
not to give it.
if you take too much of the fruit, then it's already maybe baltashlis.
Yeah.
So if you take
There's also
That's
there's a
why-
fine line
just
there,
use
you
a
know.
piece like the peel?
Better to take the peel.
No.
Right. Yeah.
Or does it have to be from the fruit itself?
Yeah, actually it's more. Yeah, I think
Take
it's
the
more
fruit
than
also, I know.
more because it depends what you have and how much you have. A little bit more. Okay.
Right,
But
no,
again, it
not
has
all
to
of
be
it.
a little bit more than 1%. Yes.
You said at the beginning that
End up
Maaser
taking a
Rishon is 10%.
Right.
So now how are we doing everything on just a little bit more than 1%?
Because it's symbolic.
No, there's something. Because we're members or something.
In other words, you said that you.
Maybe I misunderstood you. What I understood was the Maaser Rishon is 10% from 100%.
Right. Maaser Rishon is 10% of 100%. So your question is how I perform the Maaser Rishon with 1% of the entire fruit? That's the question?
Yes.
That's a good one. Wait a second.
But this is all symbolic.
That is not how it's about.
Wait a second. Yeah, that's the easy answer. But yeah, 1 second. I want to make sure this is the answer. We gave it to a Levi today. I don't want to say it's a symbolic because it's not a symbolic. If it's symbolic, it's a mitzvah from the Torah. So therefore, it's symbolic. It's not like what we do in the Seder when we put this piece of meat and we say this is zecher the korban. Okay, it's more than that.
Yeah,
so why we don't give the 10%?
That's right.
No, it doesn't
Because
matter.
we're not actually giving it for the purpose, and so you do
I guess
your
the
whole
answer
like
is
minimum.
because we don't really give it to a Levi. Okay, we don't really give it to a
Not to be
Levi.
over.
So therefore,
Or her
let me
Kohen.
see here if there is something. One second.
And not actually giving?
Yeah.
So maybe that's why you don't have to give the 10%, but as long as you declare it, because it says here, 10% of the yield is verbally declared to be Maaser Rishon. There's a da-da-da-da-da. So maybe that's enough.
No, because the Maaser Rishon, it's in this 1% that we put aside.
The 10% is in the 1%.
So that's I said. That's her question.
Okay.
You know what? Let me just go back for a second. Maaser Sheni, and then you say the text. Okay, ואם יש כאן מה שקבעתי למעשר שני, okay, you say the text after you say the bracha. Because when you say the text, you actually make the redemption, you make the chilul. So therefore you need to say the bracha. Again, if you know for sure that this is tevel perot, fruit, and you know for sure that this is the year of Maaser Sheni. One more thing, and we will end with these, unless you have questions.
So you do it every year except for year 3, 6, and 7.
Exactly. Exactly. One more thing is perot revai. What is perot revai?
Oh, no.
On the 4th year, okay, let's say you plant orange tree, and the first years, the first 3 years
or more,
you
right.
can't eat it. You cannot enjoy the fruit. You just throw it away.
First 3 years of the tree being planted or actually producing fruit?
No, being planted, of course. There are some
Or
fruits
transplanted.
will give you fruit in
And
the
transplanted
first,
counts also.
Yes, transplanted.
When you plant.
From 3 years.
Hits the ground.
It goes from Tu B'Shvat to how old the tree is, doesn't it? It's not from when you plant it, it's from Tu B'Shvat.
From the first to Bishvat, right? The Rosh Hashanah Le'Yonu.
No, the first year ends with Tu B'Shvat after you plant.
Let's
Even
say,
if you only planted it,
let's make
Right,
it
it's
easy.
2 days before Tu B'Shvat.
Let's say
That's the
that
second
you
year.
plant a
less than 30
tree,
days doesn't
you
count, or
plant a
something
tree in
a certain amount.
Rosh
It has to be a
Chodesh,
certain
right after Rosh Hashanah. Okay, when it gets to Tu B'Shvat, you have a year.
Yeah, that's right.
Mistake. It was
So if I plan it on the 4th of,
Yes.
if I plan on the.
You could, Yud Zalet Shvat.
also something like that.
It's already.
Rosh Chodesh Shvat, yeah.
Yes.
Plan on Rosh Chodesh Shvat, and Tu B'Shvat is here.
If you buy it from a...
Okay, so on the 4th year, the fruits are similar. They have the same status of the Maaser Sheni. You have to take all the fruit of the 4th year, and you have to eat it in Yerushalayim. All the fruits. Let's say you are a farmer and you have 10 dunams or 100 dunams of oranges.
These
okay?
are not
All the
user-friendly, these
fruit
laws.
you have to eat in Yerushalayim. Now, if you, of course, and there is another way. You can redeem the fruit on the money, and you take the money and eat, and you buy food, and you go to a hotel, you invite all your friends. Right, yes, that's the right. That's the
That was then and
you
now.
redeem. That's what we say today. V'im yesh kan perot revai. That's why we say at the end of the text, V'im yesh kan perot revai. If I have, you bought grapes and you don't know if you have the perot revai. So you say, if there is fruit from the 4th year, okay, so they will be redeemed, okay, on that coin I have in Bet HaOtzar in Mechon HaTorah Ba'aretz. Okay? Same, it's a different coin, but you have a coin also there from that.
We buy if I buy from a Yerushalayim nursery, and then
If you buy what?
If I buy a
Small
tree,
Yeah.
I go for twice a year, you know?
and then I replant it, does the 3 years start from when I restart again from when I planted?
That's right.
Even though it's 10 years old from now.
Right? Unless there are some mashtelot who have a supervision. We have rabbis who supervise some of the mashtelot. I think 2. You know, they have a special way how they plant it in a bag, which I don't know exactly. I'm not really familiar, but there is a way that you can plant it, and you already save 1 or 2 years. There is some way, but I'm not. If you really want to have, you can ask. We have a person who is an agronome who can give you some information. Okay, so let me just make a.
Can we do a summary?
So okay, what we have. Let's just summarize everything that we say. We have Teruma Gdola, we have Maaser Rishon, Terumat Maaser, Maaser Sheni, Maaser Ani. Some of the Maaserot you need to give all years except for Shemitah. Some of them are separated to different years. Teruma Gdola and Terumat Maaser, basically you can do it by yourself. The Maaser Rishon, we said that we can eat it. You don't need to give it. Okay, you don't need to give it. You need to declare it in order to have the Terumat Maaser. The complicated issue is with the Maaser Sheni, Maaser Ani, and also with Perot Revai. So for them, you need to have a special coin, and you have to have all these calculation how to redeem the money for the coins, and that's basically what we offer. And what else? Yeah, of course.
For everybody else, there's also a kitzur, shebet outside. You know, let's say you're in a restaurant and you feel that maybe it wasn't Maaser. There's a very short thing you can say, Nachon. Shekol ma shaharti, kol ma shefarashti ze niklal yesh.
I know that you have to say this specific text, because if you don't say it and you just take and you say, I have everything here, and you throw it, it's not good.
No, but there is a shortened version.
That's very short, this one.
No.
Why are you ever in a restaurant?
Not all the text.
What?
How are you ever in a restaurant that you're worried about this? Every restaurant has fruit.
That's all the text you need to say.
When does it ever happen?
It's not all these.
You don't say the
It's
whole
very
thing
short.
every time. You
So
say
the
it
like,
for
so
the
if we're
year,
custom-
right?
Why?
You say the whole thing
You
now.
say
Each
the whole
time.
thing each time, even if it's not a year of Maaser Ani, you still say for the year of Maaser Ani?
Yes, of
Oh, you
course.
do? That's what
Because
you
as you know, the text says that if it's Maaser Sheni, so it will be Maaser Sheni. If it's Maaser Ani, it will be Maaser Ani. But
So if
the
you
other,
said them to say the whole thing.
yeah, of course, it's not necessary. That's what you need to do.
Halacha Maaser, we're your customers, what do we have to do?
Excuse me?
To
We're your customers, okay? We paid you, the Maaser, what do we have to
You
do?
don't know it's that year.
So that-
Just say the
Follow what
good.
it says.
Take 1% a little bit more, okay? And you say the text, okay? You say the text.
And double bag it and
If
throw it out.
if you understand the Hebrew and you understand what we said today, it's the perfect, okay, way. If you don't understand it perfectly, 100%, but still you say the text, okay, it's fine. You say the bracha and the text, okay, it's fine. As long as you have a coin, okay? Actually, you can.
Why do we need the coin? Well, you have the coin.
No. Okay, when I say you have a coin, I mean I have a coin for you.
So I'm saying, what do I have to do? I'm your
As I said before, if you are a member, take these less than that.
Say the bracha, double bag it, and throw it out. So.
Exactly.
Follow the text, it walks you through it. Read the instructions.
Throw